Okay, guys, welcome back to day two of kinetic theories of gases, kinetic theory of gases, KTG day two. All right. In yesterday's class, we have an introduction of pressure, a lot of other quantities, a lot of other quantities about gas, right? So let me just go through all the topics that we just discussed yesterday. We introduced ourselves to the idea of volume of a gas, pressure of a gas. How do you even write the idea? And the assumptions, of course. The assumptions are really important, like I said. And then after the assumptions, we talked about volume, we talked about pressure, we even measured how much pressure that we have because of all the molecules. We made a lot of assumptions, but from that we came up with pressure, and the final equation is the most important equation that you can see right now. Yeah. So from this equation itself, we were deriving everything, right? So like this vrms thing and the kinetic energy, they arrived at these two equations in the end. The kinetic energy is this, vrms was also derived like root over 3p by rho, and we even had some other ways to write vrms where you can replace p by rho with something else, right? So that is one more thing. And after this, what did we discuss? I introduced a simple idea about temperature, like what exactly is this temperature, what exactly does temperature mean. Okay, what is exactly is it trying to convey that idea of temperature. So after that temperature, we talked about what else. No, that's it. I guess that is the end of yesterday's class, and we need to take off from that point that we were talking about yesterday. Now already asked you people to go through this theory a little, the kinetic interpretation of temperature, like I just said, how we need to interpret temperature, what exactly is this temperature. So basically we are writing the kinetic energy in other terms, that is basically temperature. How and all we will decide, we will slowly, I mean, yeah, it is right here. uh, is it better? Yeah, I'll just explain it right with this idea itself. We already know this part, pv equals to one third mv square from the previous equation that we have here. pv equals to one third mv square, like these equations. Okay, so from that point he is taking another point where the pressure and the rms velocity are different, and we can clearly write this thing, like if I divide these two equations we can clearly write this. And from that he is just bringing a relation of temperature with vrms, that's all. Okay, vrms at temperature at some specific point. Now this value is already known. Okay, now he is mentioned clearly that vtr is the rms speed of molecules at this temperature. So we already know a specific temperature, we already know a specific pressure. From that you are defining temperature in terms of pressure or temperature in terms of other velocities. Okay, so it's a very simple idea. Sai Charan, why are you keep disturbing the class? Please, if you have anything to say, please let's say it at the end of the class. So, and then yeah, basic idea only, like if you want to have a good idea about it, just go through, read through it. I don't think it's that important to just discuss the whole idea in the class. If you really want it, you can go through the whole thing, okay, and just look at these problems if you want, this rms speed and all, just give you some ideas about it. Okay, but the most important idea is this part. Like from the equation that we just have, what equation, pv equals to r p equals to one third rho vrms square and all, the ultimate equation that we got yesterday. From this equation we have further deductions. Those further deductions are supposed to be like they're really important. Okay, let me discuss those things first. Let me take you through the textbook only itself. You might have come across these words called Boyle's law, Charles law, and Charles law. There are two Charles laws, Charles law 1, Charles law 2. Both are for one is for pressure, one is for volume. And then Avogadro's law and all, we might have come across these things already in chemistry, but let's just discuss them in physics in a broader perspective. We again start with the same equation. Look at this, p, this v was all on this side previously, like the equation was for us, it was one third rho v rms square. Okay, so that is exactly what we have here. All right, so p equals to one third rho v rms square is the equation that we have here. Now, from that equation itself, one by one we are going to decide, like the what is basically Boyle's law. It is good if you remember all the names, but I don't remember these names personally, but it is good that you remember these names. Okay, it is important for you people. So he says the first statement is a very simple statement that says, if at a given temperature, which means if the temperature is already constant, which means Vrms is already constant, because temperature is a basic representative of Vrms. We already talked about it. Temperature is basically represents kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is basically Vrms. Okay, so at a given temperature, which means this is constant, which means this whole thing is constant, PV equals to constant. It's a very simple thing. That is a statement. At a specific temperature, Vrms is constant, so kinetic energy is constant. So we have PV equals to constant. That brings us to this statement: P is inversely proportional to V. Let us talk about that separately in our notes. Okay, let's talk about that separately in our notes, where we say the Boyle's law. Again, all these laws are a resultant of this equation only. Pressure equals to 1/3 Nm. Wait a second. Nm. Is it Nm? Nm, I guess. Capital N, small m. Right. Yeah. By V into Vrms whole square. Basically, R, like pressure equals to 1/3 rho Vrms whole square. From this equation itself, we are deriving all these equations. Boyle's law, where the temperature is constant, where the temperature is constant for a specific gas, PV equals to constant, or P proportional to 1 by V. All right. So that is basically Boyle's law. Whenever the temperature is constant, PV equals to constant, or we say simply things like P1 V1 equals to P2 V2, or equals to P3 V3 equals to P4 V4. All the situations, temperature is same. Temperature is same. Okay. So this is what we need to. This is what we're talking about now. But all these statements you might have come across in chemistry already, but it is we are taking a new route here. Especially, I take this new route. I talk about graphs in every situation from now onwards. We will be talking about graphs. You might not have talked about graphs this much. Yeah, there is graphs in chemistry also, but you will definitely not talk as much as we talk about graphs in physics. Okay, we will talk about a lot. We will be talking about PV graph. We will be talking about all the different graphs. I will make you draw all these graphs. In fact, PV, PT, uh, VT, or even rho T. I can give you different graphs. Let's talk about all these things one by one. Okay. Uh, let's talk about this graph first. Let's call this as graph number one. We are talking about Boyle's law. Talking about Boyle's law, where the temperature is constant. Where the temperature is constant. So let's write one by one. Like the first graph goes like this. It all happens at a single temperature. And let's call the temperature as T naught, T naught, T naught, T naught. I'm showing T naught. Let us just say these pressures P1, P2, P3, P4 are supposed to be represented on this graph. So the graph simply looks like this. This could be P1. I'm just assuming pressure is increasing. P2, P3, P4. I'm just assuming all these points P1, P2, P3, P4, all the points, the temperature is clearly constant. Let us talk about the same thing in the volume graph. Okay, again, it all has to happen at a single temperature. I'm talking about the second graph. It all has to happen at the same temperature, so it has to be a straight line again, except I have to point out volumes now. Can somebody tell me how the volumes look like? Different points. Which one is V2, which one is V1? Can somebody tell me? I would have to say this is V1, this is V2, this is V3, and this is V4. Can somebody tell me why? Why am I decreasing the volumes? Anybody? Nobody is raising your hands. Why is that? Yeah, Sumant, Vamshi, Sharat.
Because pressure is inversely proportional to.
That's a very simple idea, right? Because pressure is inversely proportional. You're talking about a low pressure point. You're basically talking about high volume. Low pressure, high volume. As the pressure
Yes.
is increased, the volume is decreased. So I'm just
Yes.
assuming P1, P2, P3, P4, the pressure is increased. I'm just assuming it. The pressure is increased. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this graph has to go up. This graph actually has to go down.
Go down, sir.
You get the difference?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now stay on the line. Can you tell me about the third graph, rho T? It also has to happen at a single temperature T naught. It also is a straight line. But can you tell me which is which? Like
It increases from bottom
P1
to
from
top, sir.
down to up, sir.
Um,
now clearly the
P1.
volume has decreased, so the density has to increase.
Decrease, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I would say this is again rho 1, rho 2, rho 3, and rho 4. You get the difference?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clearly observe, guys, the pressure has increased, volume has decreased, temperature, sorry, density has increased. Temperature is constant in all the graphs. But the most important graph here is this graph. I'm supposed to talk about this graph in the first place, but since it is, I just wanted to show you all the other graphs. So it's a very simple idea now. PV equals to constant. How does it look? It's like
Straight line, sir.
xy equals to constant. What is the graph of xy equals to constant? Anybody? This is how it looks like. Okay. It's a rectangular hyperbola. It's a rectangle hyperbola. Xy equals to constant. PV equals to constant. It is all happening at a temperature T naught. Okay, guys. Sumant, you have anything to say?
Nothing, sir.
Yeah. So the constant temperature can be represented in different ways and different graphs. Please don't confuse yourselves. We are most of the cases we are going to use this graph only, the PV graph only. The other graphs are just for your understanding. Like no matter what kind of a graph they give, you're supposed to, you should be ready to give the answer for that. Okay. Now all these graphs are called as isotherms. Remember that point. All these graphs are called as isotherms. All of this is an isotherm. This is an isotherm. This is an isotherm means the line, a graph drawn at a constant temperature. The word isotherm means it's basically drawn at a constant temperature. It's as simple as that. Now, let me take you to the next point. Charles law. They name it. I don't even like these names. It's fine, but Charles law. But again, Charles law has two laws here. They talk about them separately. Where in the first law they talk about a specific pressure. In the second law they talk about specific volume. Okay, in first law it is about specific pressure. In the second law it is about specific volume. So first law we will talk about the pressure law here. Charles law, where the pressure is constant, okay, we again P equals to, or P equals to 1/3 rho Vrms square. I'm using the same thing. Now pressure is constant, so P equals to 1/3. What was this? M by volume into Vrms square. These two are constants. P is constant, M is constant. So I can bring this V this side and write V proportional to Vrms square. Now Vrms square proportional is nothing but, we can say, V proportional to temperature. Okay. Now at constant pressure, when pressure is constant, V proportional to temperature, or you can simply say V by T equals to constant, or V1 by T1, V2 by T2 equals to V3 by T3 equals to V4 by T4. Simple idea. V by T is constant. Okay. So we will talk about all these things practically once this is over. Now, can you people help me draw all the graphs? Shall we do that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Sumant, how do you draw, which graph do you want to draw? Shall we draw all of them? PV, PT, rho T, and VT. Let's draw all of them. There are more graphs. Definitely, there are more graphs that you can draw. I just pick these 4 graphs randomly. Okay, Sharath, what is it?
Okay, sir.
So to give these graphs,
You want to?
wanted to unmute myself.
Okay, fine. Let us talk about where are we? We are at a constant pressure. Pressure is constant. We are in a spot where the pressure is constant. So first of all, which graph do you want to start with? I'll start with this.
PV, sir.
Yeah. So pressure is constant. So it all has to happen at a constant pressure P naught. Let's just take the pressure is P naught. Pressure constant. So which is taken as P naught. So the graph line should look like this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now I'm imagining the volume has increased. Let's just imagine that this is V1, this is V2, this is V3, this is V4. Okay. I'm just imagining the volume has increased. Can you people tell me what happens to temperature?
Temperature increases.
Temperature also increases because volume increases, temperature also increases.
Volume is directly proportional to temp.
So if I have to draw this graph, pressure into temperature to temperature, that graph also looks like this. And I would like to write
Let's start from.
T2, T3,
Yes, sir.
T4. Even if I have to show the arrows, the volume increased, the pressure also increased. Sorry, the volume increased, the temperature also increased. Vamshi, what is it?
For answering,
What?
I raised the hand. Sir.
Okay, fine. Guys, whoever is speaking to me, can you please, maintain some distance, because since you people are sitting right next to each other, there is a lot of noise. Whoever is speaking, just raise your hand. Otherwise, sit separately. Now let's talk about a rho T graph. Can somebody tell me the rho T graph? How would it look like? It might be
Sir, I think it
decrease,
should be, it will
No,
decrease with the increase
it
of
will be
temperature,
a
sir.
little difficult for you to give the rho T graph. Just give me the VT graph.
Directly proportional, sir.
V is proportional to T, right? So V
Yes,
sir.
by T equals to constant. It's like Y by X equals to constant.
It will be a straight line.
Straight line, sir.
Y equals
Passing
to
through
some
origin, sir.
constant into X. Y equals to mx type. So it will be a
So
straight
straight line
passing
passing through origin, sir.
It will be a straight line passing through origin. Okay. You can even give the slope. Anyway, let's come back to this thing now. If you talk about this, you can also talk about this also, right? Rho T, so because we also have this equation P equals to 1/3 rho VRMS square. P is constant. P here is constant. So, and this is basically temperature. So rho T is also equals to constant.
Yes, sir.
So rho T equals to constant. It's like y into x equals to constant.
It's a rectangular
Again, it's a
hyperbola, sir.
rectangular parabola. It looks like this. But don't worry about rho T, okay? You at least need to understand one graph here. I would say all the other 3 graphs are important. 1, 2, 3. These 3 graphs are important here. You will definitely have to draw all these graphs again if you are confused, because I'm teaching 4 graphs for every situation. Once you practice it, you'll clearly understand. So I'm going to point out these things also. Clearly observe. The volume has increased V1, V2, V3, V4. Again, the temperature is also increased. T1, T2, T3, T4. Everything is basically increased. So the graph actually is going like this. Okay. Now, if only can somebody give me the slope of this thing? Can somebody give me the slope?
V by T, sir.
What?
No, sir.
What is the slope of that graph? No, I don't think you'll have an idea about it. We will come back to this thing. Venugopal has something. Yeah, Venugopal.
Sir, delta V by delta T.
Okay, delta V by delta T, but I was looking for the answer in terms of pressures. You can actually give the answer in terms of pressure. Mazi, the answer is not 1. Okay. Anyway, we will come back to this thing. We will actually give the answer. We will discuss this thing. All these graphs are isobars. All these graphs are called as isobars because you're drawing all these graphs at a constant pressure point. You're drawing all these graphs at constant pressure. So all of them are basically isobars only. Okay. Now, once we are done with isobars, we will talk about the, sorry about it. Uh, we will talk about the next one, which is again a Charles law, but which is a constant volume thing this time. Constant volume. So let me write the equation again. One P equals to 1/3 rho V RMS square. P equals to 1/3 mass, the total mass. Yeah, total mass can be written like this. V RMS square. Here, the mass is constant anyway, and V is also constant. So what do we have here? Pressure proportional to V RMS square, or pressure proportional to temperature. So at constant volume, pressure proportional to temperature is another statement that they have here. Okay. So how do I write? You can simply write P1 by T1 equals to P2 by T2 equals to P3 by T3 and all. At constant. Now let us just imagine all the whole volume in every case is V naught. So the graphs look like let's draw all the graphs. Can somebody help me with it?
Yes, sir.
P,
Yes, sir.
T, rho T. What's the other thing? VT. The volume is constant, so I'm going to draw the first graph at a constant volume since the volume graph, so V naught. So it must be a straight line like this. I'm just mentioning the point that the volume is constant here. I'm also drawing the other graph, which is easy. Constant volume, so constant. It shouldn't be all the way. I have to delete this part. Again, constant volume.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So why can't it touch the axis?
If you're touching the axis, it means the temperature is zero. You're not really reaching the zero temperature point. Okay.
Sir, but ideally we can do it, right, sir? If
Ideally, theoretically, yes, but we don't just do that. We always kind of do a dotted line here and here also. In this case, also, we're never really touching it. We're just drawing a dotted line so that just mentioning the reality of the situation that we never really reach the zero temperature point. Zero in my, as in 0 Kelvin, guys. I hope you by now you should know the difference between 0 Kelvin and 0 Celsius. Okay.
yes, sir.
So yeah. Yeah. What about the rest of the two graphs? Can you help me with PT graph? Anybody? P proportional to T, so it's like Y
It's a
proportional to
straight
X.
line, sir.
Straight line, sir, passing to
Straight
origin.
line passing through
It's a
origin.
straight line. It should pass through origin, but we don't draw the whole thing. We only put some dotted lines there. Again, if you can give me the slope of this thing, it would be good. Ganesh already gave the answer as a slope. But Ganesh, we haven't gone up to the point. Like, yeah, you people might know this. The slope is NR by V,
And
NR
by
by P,
V.
and all. But we
Yes,
haven't
ideal
discussed the
gas
number of
equation.
moles and the gas constant and all, right? So that is why I'm not bringing this thing. We can actually, like, with your knowledge from PhD, you can already give the slope of this thing and give the slope of this line also. But since we don't know, I mean, like in our topic, we haven't reached that point. That is why I'm not really bringing those words. Okay. So yeah, the next one, roti. Anybody? So how do I draw the graph of roti?
Sir, it will be a straight line
From this
passing through
point
origin.
itself again, like roti, right? So P is constant, 1/3 rho. This I'm just representing with the temperature. So it's like Yx equals to constant again. Yx equals to constant. So again, this will be a rectangular hyperbola. Okay, you don't really have to remember the graphs. Okay, you need to understand the process. You need to remember the process how I'm drawing these graphs. It is really important. Okay, if you understand how we are drawing all these graphs, you will be having a very high amount of advantage when it comes to this topic and the next topic where we discuss thermodynamics. Okay, there is also, it is like a very important thing. You should be ready to draw any kind of a graph that I'm about to give you. Okay, we will be talking about a lot of other things, so let's just do that. Okay. And by the way, all these things are called as isocores. I'm not sure if there's a E. Isocores. Constant volume lines. All these graphs are called as isocores. All right, guys. So once we are clear about this thing, isobar, isocore, and all, we need to do more things here. Like how? Like what? How do you compare different things? Like this is not a topic that is present in HC Verma. It's not there in HC Verma. No, I don't see it anywhere. There are some books where they talk about some some logical questions about these graphs. Like they give you a PV graph. They give you a PV graph. They mention there is a points P1, V1, P2, V2, P3, V3. But all of the situations, the temperature is constant T naught. So the important thing is if they are at the same temperature, they all must belong to the same line, which is an isotherm. This is an isotherm. We already talked about it. This is an isotherm in a PV graph. Okay. So those points, they must belong to this thing. This must be either P1, V1, P2, V2, and then P3, V3. So these points P1, V1, P2, V2, P3, and V3. They all belong to specific temperatures there. Okay. Now, how do I compare? Okay. Shall I approach with the same idea? Let's see if you can do it. The same PV graph, I'm giving two different temperatures, T1, T2. At T1, there is P1, V1. At T2, there is P2, V2. And I'm clearly mentioning T1 is greater than T2. How do you draw them on the graph? Can you show anything about the graph? Or shall I, if you don't have any line of my idea about it, I'll twist the whole question into a different structure. You don't have any idea about it, right? Well, it seems you don't have any idea about it. Let me twist the question. Let me change the question to another idea. You might get this through that point. I'm drawing another one line like this, another line like this. T1, T2. Can you people compare T1 and T2? Which one is high and which one is less? Sai Vamshi.
The T2 is higher, sir.
How do you say that?
Because volume is high, sir.
What?
And pressure is
No,
increased.
sir. The pressure is.
Now, whenever
T2,
you
sir.
find a graph like this, there is always a good way to compare this thing. Okay, Mazida, do you have anything to say?
So we have to consider the things at constant volume, sir.
Yes.
So if we consider a point where the volume is constant and if we compare
Yes,
the
sir.
pressure graph, then T2 will be greater.
Yes.
Yes, sir. T2 will be greater
Now,
than
to
T1.
compare these things, you can always take a line like this. You can always take a line like this, but I'm just considering any line. I'm just considering a vertical line. At a specific volume, there are 2 points. Here the pressure is P1, here the pressure is P2. It clearly looks the P2 is greater because on the graph it shows greater. Since the pressure is high, this temperature is high. You can directly say that. This is just one way to compare things. Otherwise, you can always remember when it comes to a PV graph. When it comes to a PV graph, just always remember there can be millions and millions of isotherms. There can be so many isotherms. You can simply say as you move on to the upper right lines, the temperature is high. So Here the temperature is high and here the temperature is low. You can remember it like this. As you're moving on to the higher levels, the temperature is high. In a PV graph only. In a temperature graph, you can easily compare all the time, right? So you can just try remembering it this way. Like whenever you have a graph, PV graph, and somebody gives you 3 points like this, 1, 2, 3. They ask you to compare pressures, you can easily compare pressures because P1, this is P1, this is P2, and this is P3. Or they can ask you, they might ask you V1, V3, V2, you can easily compare. But if they ask you to compare the temperatures, all you need to draw is draw isotherms through that. This is an isotherm, this is another isotherm, and this is another isotherm. You can happily compare saying T2, T3, T1. This is the highest, middle, and lowest. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, this is another way to compare the temperatures in a PV graph. Okay, pressures and volumes you can easily compare. There is nothing much to really like. There is nothing much to really struggle about pressures and volumes. You can easily directly see that V2 is highest, then V3 and V1 and all. P2 is highest, P1 and P3. It's easy to compare. Now let us look at another graph where I give you a comparison saying I'm taking PT graph. I'm taking 2 points. I'm taking 2 points. Let me take this point here. So obviously now I can compare P1, T1, let's call it as 1, and then P2, T2. So clearly T2 is greater here, P1 is greater here. It's easy to compare. But what about volumes? If I want to compare the volumes in this case, how am I supposed to compare the volumes? Can anybody give me an idea? How am I supposed to compare the volumes?
So we are supposed to draw the isocores for this
Okay,
first
that's a
point and the
good
second
idea.
point.
You can draw two isocores. Isocores go like this in a PT graph. I hope you remember that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, isocores, which means volume is constant. So this whole line is based on V1 and this whole line is based on V2.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now,
So by comparing slopes, can we say, sir?
now what?
By comparing slopes.
Yeah. Let me draw this fresh. Okay, let me draw it fresh so that there is no confusion. We are drawing PT graph, right? We're drawing a
Yes, sir.
PT graph. I'm taking some two random points and we made two isocores. So this whole line, the volume is V1 only. This whole line, the volume is V2 only. How do you tell whether V1 is greater or V2 is greater? Mazida have an answer.
So by considering slopes, sir.
Karthik.
So more the slope, more the volume, more
How
the
do you say that?
volume, sir.
How do you say that?
So by the equation which we have gone through earlier.
But we didn't talk about the slope yet anyway, right? So
But we can
So we can
differentiate that equation, sir.
okay. Mazida, you
so
saying something?
so we can fix the temperature again, and V is inversely proportional to P,
So you're asking me to fix the temperature at some point.
and V2 will be the greater volume.
So it obviously says something, right? Because the pressure is here, volume is less, P is high, P is low. So for this, volume is low, this line, volume is high. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, sir.
So you can simply say V2 is greater than V1. In fact, you can simply say about the slope. Remember this point all the time, okay? Like in a PT graph, as you're getting to lesser and lesser slope,
Volume will increase.
volume high volume is low. You can remember it this way. As you're moving on to lesser slope graphs, the volume is getting bigger and bigger. You can directly compare these 2 points. Okay, so somebody gives you something like even a process, some process like this. Let us say PET, and they somebody started at 1, they went like this and went up to 2. What happened to the volume throughout this process? What happened to the volume throughout this process? Check these lines. Okay, it started at V1, the volume increased slowly, and then volume decreased again. You getting my point? As you're moving on to these points, volume increased. As you're moving this way, volume again decreased. Do you get that? Suman,
Yes, sir.
you understand that point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No. It is exactly the same thing with VT graphs now. It is exactly the same thing with VT graphs. Okay. In the volume temperature graphs, again, like if I have to compare these 2 points, now I'm drawing what? These are isobars. In VT graph, I hope you remember this thing. These are isobars. I'm taking 2 random points, 1, 2. So all you need to do is again is just repeat the same process. You get the value, and again just remember this idea. In fact, as you move this way, the pressure increases. Sorry, oh yeah, the pressure increases. The pressure low. Here the pressure is high. As you decrease in the slope, the pressure is high. So you can always compare the pressures, volume, temperatures on any graph. We don't really talk about a rho T graph a lot. The rho T graph is the least talked graph, we can say. Okay, but even though you have a rho T graph, you can always have, you have always this equation P equals to rho VRMS square. From this you can always bring it, but we don't really need it a lot. Okay, like rho T graph is not that much asked. Okay, now the next thing that you need to do is how to convert a PV graph into either a PT graph or a VT graph. How do you convert this? A PT graph and a VT graph. Can somebody like, is there a way to do it? Is there a way that you can do it? Or shall I give you an idea? I mean, a question, a simple question. I'm just giving an example here. I have a graph something like this, a cyclic process. In fact, I started at this point 1, 2, 3, 4. So I traveled isobarically first, then isocore, and then isobar, and then isocore. Can somebody actually convert this graph into a PT graph? It's quite easy, I guess, don't you think? Anybody? Sharath.
First, sir, from 1 to 2, the line will be same, sir. It will be parallel to
I'll
the
just give a
x-axis.
simple idea. First of all, there should be 4 lines here. There are 4 processes here. Out of them, there are 2 isobars. So I'm going to draw 2 imaginary extended isobar lines. 2 extended isobar lines. And then now I have 2 isocores. So I'll have 2 isocore extended lines. The graph has to fit in between these 4.
The trapezium is the
Exactly.
resultant one.
It's not really a trapezium. Is it a trapezium? Is that what you can call it as?
Yes.
Can you call it as a trapezium? I don't know.
Yes, sir. Like the top one and bottom one are parallel. Right, sir?
Oh, right, they are parallel. Yes, yeah, you can call it. And then the volume temperature graph, again, I'm going to put these 2 isocores here, constant volume, and then 2 isobars, these 2 isobars like this. Now the graph again has to fit in these 2 points. That is how you convert a PV graph into a PT graph or a VT graph. I want you to, I want you people to do this process. Okay. I want you to convert this thing like a homework. I mean, I'll just end the session soon. I'm just giving you another problem for you for tomorrow. Try to answer this thing. I'm going to give you an equation like this: 1, 2, and an isotherm. So there is an isobar, pressure constant, isocore, volume constant, and isotherm, temperature constant. Convert this into a PT graph and a VT graph. Okay, take a screenshot or something, try to convert this. And the next question goes like, take a screenshot if you want. Okay, good. So the next question goes like something like this. This could be tough for you. 2 isotherms, 1 isobar, 1 isocore. Take the direction anywhere, like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 1. Again, convert this PV graph into PT and VT. And what other graphs do I have? Let's just, why don't you people just try these two, okay? For tomorrow, just try these two graphs and we will discuss a lot more, okay? This is just like the basic idea. Why don't you just find a rho t for this also? Find rho t for this and find rho t graph for this also. Do it and bring those answers to me by tomorrow. Once do I have to scroll up to question 1? Okay, yeah. That is question 1. Try to do it. And this is question 2. Try to get it. Okay. Yes, I will try to send the notes to you people. Don't worry. And yeah, that's it for today. Again, another small session, but these graphs are really important. Try to spend some time. Try to bring as many as doubts on graphs if you can. And tomorrow onwards, I mean, tomorrow, if it is possible, I'll take another session. All right, guys. So thanks so much and bye bye. We will meet again tomorrow.